So let's see. All right, so for drawing the nose, I'm going to have you guys again fold the paper in half, and I'm sliding my corners together to make it a nice half area. So it's the long ways, also known as the hot dog way. Again, I'm creasing heavy on the sides by pressing down hard, but I'm just making a light crease along the center part, and I'm holding it down with that hand, my left hand, or whatever hand's not your dominant hand, so the paper doesn't slide around. So that will give you your middle line area. Do you need paper? Here you go. Are you not going to get up? All right. So that will show you where the middle of your nose is at. So you can imagine that there's a line drawn down the middle of this nose. I should have drawn one on here to begin with. So it is symmetrical. It's perfectly balanced. Unless you have like a nose ring or something, then it's not. I'm going to have you guys bend this forward, but only not halfway. It's a little bit lower, so this is like the third. So you're bending the bottom part just a little bit. It looks like it's 2 thumb lengths wide, so see how my thumbs are? I have them bent. It's just like that first knuckle right there, so that's like a couple inches. Doesn't have to be exact. This will show you guys where the bottom of the nose is at. Choose a side to write your name on the back or something. Write name and period. First and last name is preferred so that we can organize it and grade it better. So then I remember that you guys aren't always very good at drawing circles. So if we need to find something to trace, we can. But the first step is to draw a circle. That circle is the outermost point of your nose. So go ahead and like press on your nose, the tip of your nose. See how that moves, wiggle that around? That's the cartilage of the nose that comes out the farthest. That's where it has highlights. So I'm going to draw that right above this intersecting point. So I'm just making a little cross right here. And you guys don't have to draw this right now. You can just watch the video for a little bit. You're going to draw a circle. So how big you make it's going to help you figure out how big your whole nose is going to be. And I might be able to find something for you guys to trace after I'm done with this little video. So later I'm going to go through and erase those lines. So I didn't press down hard, because do you see a circle on this finished product? No. But what I do see is the curves of it. So what that circle represents is the side of your nose where the nostril folds over. And you guys don't see little piggy noses, right? A lot of people draw their noses like that, or they'll always try to add in those dots for the nose, and it always looks really bad, you know. So these are just little curves, little slits where you see the nostril. This is like your basic front view. So from that, we have these curved lines. And again, you don't see the curved lines there, so press down lightly so that you can erase them or blend them in later. So those lines represent where the hard part of your nose is, the bridge of your nose is sitting at. So I'm going to draw from the side of that circle. It's not a straight line, it's slightly curved. So it's going upwards from the side of the circle. So we make a lot of lines and it's pretty light. And then I have extra steps right here. So really where those little slits for your nostril begin is not halfway through the circle, but more of a quarter of a way down. So there's the halfway mark. And so it's just a little bit farther down than that, and that's where those will be. So I look at my circle. I'm going to clean it up a little bit so I can understand where my lines are at. Again, I can see where my middle line is at still. Right there. I'll erase those later. So I'm going to draw a line. It's about a quarter of the way. This is going to represent where my nostrils are, and I'm just drawing a curved, little tiny curved line. These have to be the same size. So it has to be the same distance from this little middle area, and you can measure that with the tip of your pencil. From the tip of the pencil to where I slide my finger will help me see where the nostrils are at. So I'm I'm going to erase that because I know I don't need that right now, and it'll be harder for me to erase later. And then it's saying, these are like, it's like a C on its side, or, yeah, that's really all it is. It's these things, the flared part of your nostrils. They look like they come down a little bit farther past that curve for your nostril. So it is about halfway at the circle that the top of that line is. So if I look at the circle and guess, or you can use a ruler or your pencil to see where the halfway mark in that circle is, that's where this curve is going to begin. So it's not a sharp curve, it's like this in a way. It doesn't look pointy, it doesn't look super curved. So you have to practice a couple times, erase it if it looks like one of these options. It has to be more subtle. And it comes down to the bottom of that circle. So I'm drawing those lines to give me a guideline. I have to do it on both sides. It also has to come in at the same angle. It has to have the same distance, basically, from that circle to the edge of it. So I need to make this one a little bit bigger. So when you're drawing something symmetrical, you have to go back and forth a lot and make sure it's measured nicely. I hear a lot of people hate drawing noses. I hate drawing noses too, sometimes. It gets easier. It really does. Okay, this part right here is going to add the shadows. This line represents where your cheek meets the nose. It's that soft dent between your cheekbone and nose. So that's what this is going to represent. So we're drawing lines that go up to there. Just setting up where your highlights and shadows are going to be. You have to have that done before anything else. And then it's continuing. That shows you where those curves are at a little bit better. And then it's drawing like that curve line, so that's already there. Okay. And then it has more shading, so I have to get rid of all of those lines that I don't need. You can leave them there lightly, again, by using the side of your eraser. That will help get rid of extra stuff. Okay, now where am I at? So this looks like it's all connected now. This line swoops down, goes to there. So I'm going to start darkening that area. I'm going to move on to this part where the nostril's at. I have to have a gap between them, and I didn't have a gap right there. The left side's always my weaker side when I come to drawing. I don't know. I think I give up on that side. That's what happens. But it's darker on the edge. And then I'm just making some lines come from that dark area to create shading on both sides. I'm doing my best. Got to add some shading in here. Then you guys will be blending it using a paper towel. If you guys use your fingers, that just makes your hands dirty. You can use it though. You can always wash your hands, it's fine. Just make sure you don't like wipe underneath your nose or something with a bunch of graphite on your finger. So right now my shading does not look good. I was just setting up where the graphite is, but since I pressed down lightly, most of those lines should not show up. Just trying to get done quicker because I can tell you guys are getting ready to draw. You're bored. Or you're really just enjoying sitting in the dark watching a video. So a lot of those lines have disappeared. Right now I made that area too sharp of a line, so I have to blend that a little bit more. It is darker up there. Then I have some shading that goes towards the center of the nose. The middle of the nose, right here, where that circle would be, that part's really light. So I'm going to either erase it at the very end to make it look even lighter, or I'm just going to leave that spot blank for now. But a lot of my natural movements of blending is going to shade over that part eventually. So before you turn a project in, look at where you want your highlights to be and fix that up with an eraser, and that will really bring everything else out. The thing that's not included under here is like that Cupid's bow. It comes from the nostrils. You don't have to draw this part, but that's from what we drew last time, the lips. This is where it would be connected. So your lips would be right there. Just giving you an idea. Huh? Like this? Yeah. It's lighter here on the sides of the nostrils, a little bit right there. So use that little handout I gave you as a guide to where your shading's going to be. You guys should spend the whole class and finish it. I hope you're able to finish it today. If you do finish it, we have extra stuff that you can do for fun. But we got to learn how to draw the nose so we can draw a portrait. You don't have to have shading over the whole page. It fades out nicely because your cheeks are usually highlighted, so we don't have to add any shading right there. The more organized your lines are with your hatch lines that I'm making here on the side, the better your blending will be, the easier it will be for you to get it blended. It's not perfectly white in there, so I'm going to carry over some of my shading from the sides to the middle of the nose. These lines should be the same distance from that center crease that we made with your paper. Should have the same angle and everything, like up here. You can make some areas look a little bit darker to make it look like the nose is popping out more. I don't need that top circle on there. Then I'm just going to finish my shading. The nose shouldn't take you guys too long. I hope not. You can use a blending stub to get into those little areas. You don't have to. Make sure that your lines don't get lost. The lines are at the side of the nose. You can go over those with pencil just to bring them back, strengthen them. You want to make your dark areas dark and your light areas light. Need to fix that up. I think my bottom nostrils look kind of weak right now. Look too dark over there. This part will represent like where the crease of the nose is at, where the nostrils curve under. That's all you guys have to do. I think it looks better with adding this on, the Cupid's bow. But since it's not on that handout, I'm not going to make you do it. Just wanted to show you where it connects with our last project. Voila, nose.